All right, so we're gonna make tortillas the old-fashioned way, the way your great-great-great-grandma used to. So first steps first, we gotta use a process called nixtamalization to basically acidify the water so that way that the corn becomes very soft and the shells just fall right off of it. You know, a lot of people might use pickling lime, but today we're gonna be using wood ash. So now we got the kernels, we got the ash, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna have 1 cup of ash for every 1 quart of water, which is 4 cups of water. You're gonna boil the water and with the wood ash, and you're gonna boil the kernels, but don't forget to wash those kernels. You know, you don't wanna be absolutely disgusting, okay? That will be for 45 minutes. So after you have boiled it for 45 minutes, you're going to let it sit for another 8 hours, and by that time it should look like this greenish bluish sludge, and it's gonna have the consistency of a thick paste, a thick mud, but you're gonna know it's ready because your entire house is gonna smell like a very delicious candle. And at that point, what you're gonna do is drain out the rest of the corn, wash it all off, wash off all the wood ash, make sure that there's no remnants of it at that point. As well, the shells will be completely washed off of all its sins. Blend that up in your favorite Ninja or Molcajete. Here you see me and Marley sort of having a little bit of trouble with the masa. You know, once it's already blended and everything, a lot of the times it was just a little bit too dry, so you had to wet it, and that helped out a lot. But aside from that, one of my biggest recommendations, first of all, the biggest recommendation would actually be to use a lot of water, you know, with this process, but also using salt. At this point, you're gonna need to flatten out the tortilla one way or another, and I recommend this method. It's called the sit and squat, and it basically works the best if you don't have a tortilla press. If you do, I would recommend that, but you know, if you have the perfect booty shape, then this actually is probably what's gonna work out the best. It should be ready, so now it's time for a review. Before the review, put that on the Gwitty for about 1 to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
As regular, but it's got good floppage to it.
This one does have good floppage. The other one I think is way too crispy.
Dave Portnoy would probably give it, like, as far as a flop, maybe like a 6.5.